The Prime Minister of Pakistan throwing India a challenge, saying, if you attack us, we will strike back hard. How does the Indian government intend to move forward at a time when the Indian Prime Minister has already made clear that the army has been given the green signal to go out and strike at a time and place of its choosing? Joining us on India Today at this time, live and exclusive, one of the senior most voices of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Union Minister for Law and IT, Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Prasad, welcome to India Today. We saw a heavily edited, sliced, diced video of the Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan coming out, sir, and challenging the might of the Indian state, saying, you attack us, we will attack you. He's also asking for evidence. As one of the senior most voices of this government, how do you view, sir, this statement from the Pakistani Prime Minister?
It was a script prepared by the army and read after 23 or 26 cuts by the Prime Minister. That is the sum and substance of it. But first, when the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, said that action will be taken, as just now I saw things going on your channel, how the 200% duty hike after the most favored nation tag was removed is hurting the Pakistani trade. Number one. Number two, within 100 hours of the Pulwama attack, the mastermind has been killed or not, who executed it, including one Pakistani handler. And I salute the Indian Army, which suffered casualty to save the so-called misguided youth who were throwing stones. Security withdrawn from so-called Hurriyat leaders, who upon the strength of India and Kashmiri police establishment expenses were promoting separatism. Therefore, and plus Pakistan's Rahul international isolation, France moving a resolution, New Zealand Assembly, Parliament passing a condemnation resolution, and the whole world is there for you to see. This is how it stands. Now, explaining about your question with regard to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, I wish to gently tell him, India of 2019 is not the India of 48-65. And even in 71 to 99, खेल शुरू किया था पाकिस्तान ने, खत्म हमने किया था. That is how the story is there, and the consequences are well known. Let me talk the evidence part of it. Today your channel was showing the tape of Mr. Masood Azhar congratulating the suicide bomber. Mr. Imran Khan, you need evidence. When Azhar went back to Pakistan, was it not received by the Pakistani establishment, including the then DGISI, voluminous evidence on record? We gave evidence, you Mr. Imran Khan, in the wake of 26/11 Mumbai blast. Trucks and trucks of evidence was exchanged. What happened? Any action taken? Any proper case prosecuted in Pakistani courts? Nothing. And the judge, collusive judge, threw away the entire prosecution. You were allowed to come to Uri to inspect in Pathankot blast. What happened thereafter? So, Mr. Imran Khan, you are new in politics. You are new in government. If you could have gone back to your own records of the past of your armed forces, you could have known about it. These are the boys of ISI. That is your evidence. Therefore, in this light, it is just trying to divert the attention. But the world is different. India is different. India's Prime Minister is a decisive Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi.
Sir, Imran Khan almost seemed to be threatening war in the case if India exercises any military option. Are we deterred by such talk from the Pakistani Prime Minister at all? Because he said if there is a military intervention, we won't think we will strike. He almost seems to be threatening the Indian government and the Indian state and the Indian army, sir.
Rahul, if you permit me, I want to reply to this in Hindi.
Please, sir, please go ahead. बोलिए, हिंदी में बोलिए.
जिनके पास ताकत होती है वो धमकी नहीं देते.
बेशक.
जिनके पास ताकत होती है वो धमकी नहीं देते. हाथी को कभी अपनी ताकत का एहसास नहीं कराना पड़ता है. और वैसे भी वो वज़ीर आज़म की कुर्सी पर हैं तो उस कुर्सी की कुछ नज़ाकत होती है, कुछ सलाहियत होती है और कुछ ग्रेविटास होती है। इससे अधिक और क्या बोलना है मुझे? Except to repeat once again, the game was started by Pakistan in 99, in 71, in 65 and 48, and we ended the game. And the India of 2019, Mr. Imran Khan, is a different India, widely respected globally. I just came from Rashtrapati Bhavan, Rahul Kanwal,
Sir.
and the warmth which I could notice myself in the chemistry of His Excellency the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and our Prime Minister is for there to see, including the other countries of Middle East. Therefore, I have not to comment upon the so-called threat of Mr. Imran Khan, except to ignore it with the contempt it deserves, because the script is not his.
Sir, we are seeing Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi now in panic move to the United Nations, urging the world community to stop India from attacking Pakistan. A, there seems to be some panic. B, there's an attempt to escalate this internationally by trying to rally global opinion against India. What do you make of Pakistan's move? How does the Modi government intend to counter it, sir?
The whole world is countering it, Rahul Kanwal. Don't you see, as I said, the Russian president, American president, French president is moving a resolution for banning of Azad Masoor and Jaish-e-Mohammed. New Zealand Parliament passed a resolution. British government have condemned it. European community have condemned it. I think lots of Middle East countries have condemned it. Iran itself is holding Pakistan guilty of attacking their security forces, elite security forces. Therefore, Pakistan today is in a complete isolation globally. And yes, I tend to agree with you that this desperate measure by the very loud-mouthed foreign minister of Pakistan, I normally don't use this expression, but I had to use it, the kind of way he responded to our distinguished foreign minister in New York. This loud-mouthed foreign minister of Pakistan going to New York seeking some kind of intervention by the UN by itself is an admission of the panic by them or the heat they are feeling.
So how do you view
I wish to make it very clear to you.
Sir.
Pakistan-India relationship are, just a minute, Pakistan-India relationship is bilateral, number one. Number two, if Pakistan is permitting its territory to be abused for terrorism against India, Pakistan is in utter violation of the agreement which President Musharraf had with Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2003. It's well known. And thirdly, lots of UN mandate are there that no country shall permit terrorism to flower on its soil. Therefore, Pakistan is in violation of bilateral commitments. Pakistan is in violation of even multilateral commitments of the UN. In that view of the matter, let them do what they like. India is fully entitled to take appropriate measures to secure its borders against terrorism, its people against terrorism, and as our Honorable Prime Minister said, no one shall be allowed to go unpunished. बम बनाने वाले, बम देने चलाने वाले, बंदूक छोड़ने वाले, बंदूक देने वाले. Yes, go ahead.
So,
now.
how do you view the visit of the Saudi Crown Prince to India? This is Imran Khan and Pakistan's principal benefactor, helping them in the time of economic distress. The Indian Prime Minister went to receive the Saudi Crown Prince at the Pulwama airport when his plane landed. How are we hoping that Saudi Arabia will be able to put pressure? Because so far in the eyes of the world, Saudi Arabia has been funding terrorism, funding Pakistan, and has not really been helping India in any way in dealing with Pakistan. How do you hope to change that, sir?
I can only tell you, Rahul, that India-Saudi relationship have become exceedingly important, and I have seen myself a transformation. And the kind of body language I saw for myself in the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan was truly amazing. The kind of bonhomie between my Prime Minister and His Excellency the Crown Prince, and the kind words which the Crown Prince used for my Prime Minister. I felt very proud of my Prime Minister. A new relationship have emerged, and I can tell you, I will never deny that Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have good relationship. But today Saudi Arabia has seen as to what Pakistan has become. A terror generating machine. Any terrorist event anywhere in the world has a needle in Pakistan. And lots of that also have reverberations as far as Saudi Arabia is concerned. I don't wish to elaborate. You understand what I'm trying to convey. So all they have seen as to how India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi has become a pole of stability, a pole of peace, and a very important global power with gravitas. I think that is a very big game changer, and I would only request you to play the comments which His Excellency the Crown Prince made after his formal welcome in the Rashtrapati Bhavan to the media. That explains the entire change.
In fact, the Crown Prince was very effusive in his praise of the Indian Prime Minister, going to the extent of saying that I'm like the younger brother, Prime Minister Modi is like my older brother. I admire Prime Minister Modi. He's the elder brother, I am his younger brother. For a moment, I want to turn the gaze within. We heard from the Congress President that the opposition would not do politics. That non-partisanship didn't last very long. 24 hours later, we saw the likes of Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, and Mehbooba Mufti, your former alliance partner in Jammu Kashmir, say that the BJP and the Prime Minister are using the Pulwama attack for electoral gain, that they are politicizing it, talking about attacking. The charge is that your popularity is dipping. Now you're using Pulwama to revive your fortunes electorally and you hope to benefit. How do you respond to Mamata Banerjee, Mehbooba Mufti and the others who are alleging that politics is being done over Pulwama?
One by one, I say it is very unfortunate, deeply regrettable. I would urge Mamata ji that we have tons of political differences. But you are a popular leader of your state. You have been elected Chief Minister twice. And surely we will give a good reply in the Lok Sabha elections. We will win a good number of seats. We are rising party there. But at least for the sake of those forces, at least let's have some kind of bipartisan understanding. I would urge Mamata ji to kindly hear the voice of that brave call, the wife of Vicky Dhondiyal of Dehradun, and the other Trivedi and other armed forces. Rahul, I would wish Mamata ji, I want to share an experience with me. PM asked all the senior ministers to visit the last rites of the brave soldiers who were killed in Pulwama. I had gone to Taregana, Masaudi, where Sanjay Kumar Sinha village remote, I visited there. Oh my goodness, lakhs of young boys, girls, elderly people, thousands of boys and girls on motorcycle with Tiranga in their hand, Bharat Mata ki Jai. And I know for sure also in many places in Bengal where the bodies came. Mamata ji, look in the eyes of those young men. No one asked them to come, but they feel for India. I would urge you to feel for India. As far as Mehbooba ji is concerned, I know her compulsion, but I would tell Mehbooba ji that in Baramulla there is a recruitment for armed forces going. And I think many channels, including yours, are showing how the Kashmiri youths are running with gusto, with pride for India to join the armed forces. Mehbooba ji, that is also other side of Kashmir. They are not impressed by the separatists or how they are trying to destabilize Kashmir or the stone thrower. They believe in India, and I think that is the changing narrative of Kashmir.
So there is a demand now that the ICC World Cup match between India and Pakistan be cancelled, that there is no question of playing Pakistan under any circumstances given what's happening at this time. Do you think that this World Cup match between India and Pakistan should be called off?
I cannot make any comment except to say that those who are demanding it have some justification. You have seen many films, concerts have been cancelled, other things have there, because things are not normal. If things are not normal, the jhappiyan, pappiyan are issues which have always been there. Now, since it is an international sports, international tournament, I think the ICC and the India's cricket establishment will have to take a call in consultation with our security establishment. But I don't wish away their concern. It's time to say no. Because, you know what is very important in yesterday's comment of just a minute, Mr. Imran Khan had no word of condolence for those who were killed.
None at all.
Did not even offer a facade of a lip sympathy for the family members. I think that is horrible, to say the least. Horrible. This by itself shows the real face of Pakistan.
Sir, after the Pulwama attacks, we've seen some very unfortunate attacks by fringe groups on Kashmiri students. As one of the senior most ministers of the Modi government, you know, what do you have to say about these attacks on young Kashmiri children who are seeking a better life, seeking to integrate with the mainstream? They're being hounded in places like Dehradun, Ambala by fringe groups who somehow think that attacking Kashmiri students is somehow part of the battle against Pakistan. How do you respond to that, sir?
No, that is completely wrong. I would urge my young friends, regardless of all the provocations and the anger you have, don't attack them. That is not right. That is not India we all aspire for. If Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, the Kashmiri, the Jammuites, the Ladakhis are all part of Indians. And I know they are wrong people, some. They will be taken care of. And I would like to echo the appeal of our Lieutenant General, which he said in Srinagar. I urge the mothers of boys to persuade their children to come back into the mainstream and eschew the path of terrorism. If not, they will be killed. That is the firmness we are doing. But the counter narrative, so many young Kashmiris are joining the forces. In fact, one of the brave Jawans killed was a Kashmiri police, from the Kashmir police, a Muslim Kashmiri. We have to understand that. Today, I would have to recall Rahul Kanwal, which you covered very elaborately, Lieutenant Faizan, who had come to attend the marriage of his cousin brother in Kashmir, who was abducted and killed by the terrorist. Why he had joined the armed forces? He was a brave officer of the Indian armed forces. And ultimately, his murderers were killed within a week's time. Therefore, these are the changing narrative of Kashmir. You need to understand that and must keep it in mind. Because when we say firmly J&K is an integral part of India, so are the people of J&K. Regardless of what Mahubaji and others have to say for political considerations. You know, and yes, I would urge today all the leaders of Jammu and Kashmir to stop talking the language of Pakistan. Because these kind of languages only encourage the likes of Imran Khan and his cohorts. And Rahul, one very gentle request to you also.
Sir.
It is also important for senior anchors on television channels not to use language which becomes a fodder for Pakistani TV.
I can guarantee to you that we haven't at all, under any circumstances, given much fodder. In fact, some of our coverage is being attacked very strongly and viciously. We got huge trolls coming after us in Pakistan, but that's not something that we care about at all. But the point that you make, and I think that's a very important point, Minister, the fact that Kashmiri youth should be integrated with society, they shouldn't be made to feel alienated, especially if they haven't picked up the gun, they're trying. And that's where the statement that Tathagat Roy, the governor of Meghalaya, saying boycott all Kashmiri products, don't go to Emporium, that's the kind of statement that we can do without. Do you agree, sir?
Surely. I think what I have just spoken is in a substantial way a reply to many of your concerns.
We're getting these pictures from that funeral in Dehradun. Nikita called, the young lady, I think she had everyone with tears in their eyes as they looked at that funeral where Major Daundial, her young husband, strapping, dashing officer, was laid to rest. And she says, Jai Hind, she's saluting him, she says, I love you. And you know, that is why the Pakistani army and the ISI minister need to be taught a lesson. You know, you can't bring young girls like Nikita to tears. In fact, not just Nikita. My wife and I were watching this at home last night. We were very, very upset as well. You know, this is the lesson that we need to teach. And Admiral Arun Prakash made a very important point. Not just do we need to take revenge, we need to ensure that Pakistan's proxy war, which has been going on for 30 years, that is put to an end. Are you confident, Minister, that this Modi government will be able to end Pakistan's proxy war on terror, which has been bleeding India by 1,000 cuts for decades now?
I think I have already outlined 4 or 5 measures which you have undertaken. Removing their favored nation status, imposing heavy duty of 200%, how the traders are getting rattled in Pakistan, crying for some kind of a way out, how separatists have been put in place, and within 100 hours of Pulwama, the mastermind Pakistani was killed. I salute our forces, including his Pakistani handler. So that is how we have shown that. Others will also follow. I agree with you, there has to be a cost. And surely, once the PM has already said, I have given freedom to our army to have their timing for reprisal, let's trust that. One last word, Rahul.
Sir.
That Nikita Kaul, I don't know her, but I also saw her. Brave statement, full of passion, love for her husband, and concern for the country, and saluting the brave. Today, through your channel, I don't know her, I'm conveying my salute to the brave Nikita Kaul. You have given a message to the entire country. Kindly show it again and again. That is what India is. India will never budge. India will conquer.
You know, I want to end this interview with those images of Nikita Kaul and, you know, her valiant salute to her fallen husband. Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, you've spoken with the clarity of the kind we haven't seen from Indian governments after attacks like this. How this moves next up the escalation ladder, we're all watching that very, very carefully. But the government is clear that the time for dialogue is over, the time for action is now. Thank you very much, Minister, for joining us. I want to end this, as the Minister said, with those images from Dehradun, heartbreaking images from Dehradun of Nikita Kaul saluting her fallen husband. This is an image that will haunt all of India. This is an image we simply cannot afford to forget. This is why never forgive,